Okay, here is the Admiral television that I've featured in two previous videos. This is model 19A11. It's roughly a 1948, potentially newer, potentially older. Um, the little bit of research I've done, it's pretty much showing up right around that time point. On the front, the channel knob, that's the fine tuning, but the channel does turn. The on-off switch does click. This one would probably be brightness, but again, it does move. But yeah, just love the click sound of these. We'll spin it around to the back in a second. I'll show you what it looks like inside. Only damage I have found on this is the power cord. It's going to need some repairs before attempting to use it. The cabinet is in, I would say, very nice condition. The tiny mark right there, but I think that's just paint. Might come off. There's a few minor scratches, but nothing really to worry about from what I can see. I believe this is Bakelite. Basically another name for plastic from back in the day. CRT is not necked. It looks pretty good from the front. I'll show you more from the back. But it's going to have to come apart so I can see if it's being restored or not. That's the question. Has the capacitors and everything else inside being taken care of? I do got to watch a few more videos just to remind myself on how the experts would bring these up. I know Variac and bring it up slowly, but I don't know if I should disconnect the CRT or not, or leave the CRT connected. That's just one thing I'm not 100% sure about. I'll show you, like I said, I'll show you more around back in a second. But overall, it's in good shape on the front. I think that is paint because there's another white mark right there, right here, and right here. But it's all in good condition, which is nice. It's definitely a nice display piece. Am I keeping it? No. All in, it was $103. That's with the auction fees. So into it for a little bit, but not too bad. Okay, around the back. I am missing two screws. This one right here, this one right here for the back. I do have the back as well. It has a power cord attached. Like I said, the power cord needs to be repaired. But I have that screw, and I have that screw, which that one has a washer on it, so I don't know if it's an original screw or not. Doesn't really feel like it. This one is much larger than this one is right here. I don't know why the back was removed. It may be for service, or maybe so they could take the pictures of the inside. I really don't know. I cannot get the connector off the back of the CRT. It is currently stuck, and I definitely don't want to force it. I know that much about these. The chassis is securely mounted into the shell. All the screws appear to be there. Like I said before, it is a power transformer set, so I don't believe this would be series strung. Obviously, tubes. There is a tube chart right in there as well. So I'm thinking, from what I can remember, remove the vertical output tube and slowly bring it up on a Variac. Should be okay. I don't know if I should try and disconnect the CRT or not, or leave the CRT connected. I know Shango always disconnects one of the high voltage wires going to the CRT, but I don't know if that's just on black and white, or was it just on color. I gotta kind of look into that. Obviously, I do not have a CRT tester, so I cannot test the tube. No idea if it's any good or not. Let's try and get some light on. There we go. That'll help us out a little bit. See, the speaker is intact. There doesn't seem to have any signs of rodent damage. Just a nice thin layer of dust. So if this thing's been restored, it's probably been sitting for a long time. But really the only way to tell is to remove the actual chassis and take a look at the underside. Regardless, I probably will try and power this up. Obviously, like I said, with a Variac. And once I fix the power cord, it will get an attempt at powering up, and we'll go from there. I did check some of these knobs back here. They're not all the way out, and they're not all the way in. They're roughly in the middle, unless they've been played with. This one's actually all the way up, so the center one, like I said, unless they've been played with. And that one there's all the way up either. I thought they were in a little bit different spot, but some of these ones here are about, that one's all the way down, that one's all the way down, that one about halfway, that one's all the way down, that one's all the way, almost all the way up, and that one's all the way down. Again, I don't know what these controls are necessarily. Tubes, they're in there. And I was watching a video last night, and tubes actually don't go bad nearly as much as you would think. They're actually very robust, I guess, as long as they are kept in the correct environment. I do have a spot to store this away from anything dropping on it or damaging it. So I know the actual shell being in good shape is kind of rare, being the plastic Bakelite that it is. So there's no cracks or no damage to it either. Again, there's a few scuffs, but those are actually coming off. So just give another quick look inside. See, there's a lot of dust on the CRT, but well, yeah, it looks pretty cool inside. It would need to attempt to power this up and see the tubes light. So here is some of the model information right here. I will be posting that in the description as well. And obviously, danger, high voltage, that is where the flyback should be, as far as I know. So, like I said, I know there's probably a couple videos on a similar set. I'm going to try and find some and just get some ideas on how to do a revival on this. I know I got to get the special connector for here. I gotta watch videos to double check what that is. A certain ohm connector for that. I can't think of it offhand. I remember we used to use them back in the day, but it's been like over 20 years. So I'll show you the underside in a second. Just don't want to lift it up right now. It's kind of close to the edge, and I definitely don't want to drop it now that I got it home in one piece. Okay, quick look at the underside. We can get a little look-see in there. I'm seeing some possibly old-looking capacitors in there. But as you can see, all the screws are intact for the actual bottom here. I might hold on to this and wait until it gets a little bit warmer outside and do this out in the garage when it comes to taking it apart and actually taking a look at it. We'll see. I don't really want to do it in the house. So yeah, you can see a look in there. It's hard to say. I think normally they'd be the bumblebees, or is that just the capacitors or resistors? I'm not 100% sure on that. So it's hard to say if it's had work done to it. I imagine it's had work done at some point in its life, but I don't know if it's been restored. So it's pretty clean in the fact that it's still in one piece, being how old it is. It's 1948, so it's pushing 70 years old, roughly, give or take. Yeah, so anyways, that's just a quick overview of the Admiral. This is a 19A11 model, and it's actually made in Canada. So yeah, pretty cool. So I'll talk to them later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment.